A mystical glow moves across Asia, from temples rising at Angkor Wat to the quiet emerald waters of Halong Bay and the snow-crowned peaks that guard the Himalayas. Sacred cities, ancient deserts, coral worlds, and mountain valleys. From Petra to Wadi Rum, Raja Ampat, Kyoto, and Bhutan, all hold stories shaped by time and light. Today, we journey through Asia's most mesmerizing wonders, reaching landscapes both legendary and hidden. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, a realm where ancient stone pillars rise like nature's own sentinels, reminding us of the silent power that endures through time and change. In the heart of Hunan Province, China, quartz sandstone columns soar more than 800 feet, or nearly 250 meters, piercing a mist thick with memory and possibility, while a soft green canopy stretches between them, dappling the light in shifting hues. Established as China's first national forest park in 1982, Zhangjiajie became a UNESCO World Heritage Site by celebrating both millennia-old geological processes and the delicate ecosystems they nurture. Standing here, one feels both awe and calm, as if the land itself is breathing, a connection between the individual and something far older. These ethereal spires evoke a sense of wonder, balancing the drama of the landscape with the gentle persistence of moss and wind. In places like this, where myth and earth intertwine, we are subtly invited to reflect on nature's quiet invitation to belong to the world's vast, ongoing story. Himalayas. The world's rooftop, the Himalayas, stand as both a barrier and a bridge, a vast sweep of peaks in perpetual white, where achievement and awe are carved into wind and ice. In Nepal's Solukhumbu district, under the gentle, silvery dawn, prayer flags flicker beneath Mount Everest's shadow, surrounded by ridges that rise more than 29,000 feet, or over 8,800 meters, dissolving into the thin, crystalline air. For centuries, these mountains have called to pilgrims, traders, and adventurers alike, while the Sherpa people have woven their lives between harsh seasons, spiritual devotion, and the ever-present hum of glacier streams. Here, isolation wraps the land, but an unspoken kinship forms among travelers whose dreams echo against ancient stone. The Himalayas are a frontier of endurance and vulnerability, a silent duel between human ambition and the mountain's immutable patience. In their embrace, each journey becomes a quiet question. What do we truly seek in the presence of something greater than ourselves? Petra, a lost city carved from rose-red cliffs. Petra stands as a testament to human ambition and reverence for the great unknown. Dawn unfolds soft gold across the labyrinthine facades and winding caverns of Ma'an Governorate, Jordan, where the Sick Gorge narrows and suddenly reveals the grandeur of Al-Khazneh, the treasury, glimmering with history and myth. Founded by the Nabateans more than 2,000 years ago, its passageways once thrummed with the footsteps and voices of traders journeying mosaic routes that stretched for hundreds of miles, over 160 kilometers, connecting east and west. In its present silence, ancient stones shimmer with both the echoes of vanished empires and the patience of time, inviting reverence and awe. Petra's weathered beauty holds the memory of both flourishing civilization and eventual abandonment, a place at the edge of shifting sands and possibility. Even today, its mysteries suggest that the stories hidden within the world's forgotten corners might yet await discovery. Angkor Wat, a silent marvel rising from the humid heart of Cambodia, Angkor Wat is a sanctuary where devotion and ambition are etched in stone. In the golden haze of sunrise near Siem Reap, cool air carries the scent of ancient earth, and reflection pools mirror the intricate towers lined with patient monks and curious travelers. Built in the 12th century by King Suryavarman II, the temple complex once embodied the power of the Khmer Empire, sprawling over more than 400 acres, or about 160 hectares, and mastered sandstone artistry with thousands of detailed bas-reliefs. Walking these quiet corridors, generations seem to whisper that greatness and impermanence forever entwine. Here, sacred serenity contrasts with the faded grandeur of an empire that has weathered centuries of glory and neglect. In Angkor's gentle silence, we are left to wonder how places designed for eternity continue to shape human memory and longing. Gobi Desert, a landscape shaped by wind and time, the flaming cliffs stand as Mongolia's testament to ancient secrets hidden beneath a sea of sand. Nagovi Province, waves of ochre and crimson rise abruptly from the pale, endless desert, glowing with an almost otherworldly fire as the sun drops low on the horizon. It was here, in the early 1920s, that paleontologist Roy Chapman Andrews unearthed the world's first dinosaur eggs, revealing stories from more than 70 million years ago and forever transforming our understanding of Earth's past. Standing still, one can feel the hush between past and present, a solemn awe that blurs the boundary between what once was and what remains. There is a gentle contrast here. The ferocity of prehistoric life, once echoed across these silent cliffs, now stilled by the peace of shifting sands. In places like this, the world invites us to listen deeper, to sense what stories the Earth still holds, waiting just beneath the surface. Ha Long Bay, a landscape where myth and geology intertwine, shaping both legend and reality along the northern coast of Vietnam. Emerald waters ripple quietly beneath a scattered archipelago of limestone pillars, their sheer faces rising as high as 600 feet, or about 180 meters, near the fishing villages of Quang Ninh Province. Over millennia, rain and tides carved more than 1,600 islands here, some hiding ancient grottos etched with prehistoric art, while local tales speak of dragons descending from the clouds to protect the people below. Wandering between these mist-shrouded monoliths, you feel both small and deeply connected to a lineage that stretches back beyond memory. There is quiet grandeur in how Ha Long Bay balances serene beauty with the silent weight of time, offering solace and reverence side by side. It is a place that speaks to our longing for wonder, reminding us that the world's oldest stories are still written in stone and salt. Bagan, across the vast plains of central Myanmar, Bagan stands as a timeless testament to devotion and impermanence. At sunrise, thousands of ancient temples and pagodas emerge from the morning mist, their brick silhouettes scattered over 40 square miles, or about 100 square kilometers, just southwest of Mandalay. Built between the 9th and 13th centuries, this archaeological zone once held over 10,000 religious monuments, reflecting centuries of Buddhist pilgrimage, artistry, and the rise and fall of powerful kingdoms. There is a quiet awe here, where red earth meets gilded spire, inviting every visitor to pause and imagine the prayers that once echoed in every shrine. Bagan holds the wonder of endurance and loss side by side. Some temples are lovingly restored, others crumble gently into the soil. What survives here is both fragile and eternal, raising questions about what every civilization leaves behind and what quietly endures beneath the changing sky. Mount Fuji, a silent icon standing at the heart of Japan, Mount Fuji is both a sacred symbol and a mirror for the nation's spirit. Rising serenely between Shizuoka and Kanagawa prefectures, this snow-capped peak stretches more than 12,300 feet, or about 3,760 meters, into a sky that shifts from dawn, rose, to indigo dusk. For centuries, poets, pilgrims, and painters have journeyed to its slopes, drawn by legends and the ancient belief that Fuji's near-perfect symmetry brings luck and inspiration to those who witness it. Standing here, you feel the pull of tradition and the quiet strength that seems to radiate from stone and snow, inviting contemplation amid the slow swirl of drifting clouds. In one moment, the mountain appears timeless and eternal. In another, vulnerable and fleeting as seasons change and the world below adapts. Like all great places, Mount Fuji asks not only to be seen, but to be pondered, reminding us how nature and culture rise together on a shared horizon. Bali, island of the gods, and a tapestry of ritual and beauty woven into daily life. Lush rice terraces cascade into the rolling hills around Ubud, while temple prangs rise, smoke curling skyward in the humid air of central Indonesia. For centuries, Balinese culture has thrived on this island, shaped by waves of Hindu influence since the 11th century and resilient village traditions that weathered colonial tides. Here, every offering of petals and incense speaks to a gentle reverence for both ancestors and land, inviting a sense of peace that feels both delicate and enduring. A calm can be found amid the vibrant ceremonies and busy marketplaces. A quiet layered beneath the rhythm of gamelan, and the laughter echoing along beaches that sweep for more than 30 miles or nearly 50 kilometers. As Bali's spirit endures and adapts, it reminds us how the sacred and the everyday can coexist in a single breath. Taj Mahal, a testament to undying love and human artistry. The Taj Mahal rises from the banks of the Yamuna River, holding a quiet majesty that has drawn travelers for centuries. In the heart of Agra, India, its luminous white marble dome glows softly in the changing light, mirrored by still reflecting pools and framed by delicately carved minarets that reach more than 130 feet, or about 40 meters, into the sky. Commissioned in the 17th century by Emperor Shah Jahan as a mausoleum for his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, every inch tells a story of devotion, from intricate inlaid gemstones to flowing Persian calligraphy. Here, a sense of both incomparable beauty and quiet longing settles over visitors, as if the air itself honors a promise kept across generations. The Taj Mahal stands between the luminous and the ephemeral, its permanence defying the passage of time, even as morning mist and fading daylight drift across its surface. In contemplating its grace, we are gently reminded how memory and wonder can linger, carrying love's imprint far beyond stone or century. Palawan, often called the last ecological frontier, Palawan embodies a delicate harmony between untouched wilderness and human curiosity. Along the sunlit shores near the city of Puerto Princesa in the Philippines, limestone cliffs rise sharply from emerald seas, their shadows skimming crystal lagoons and tangled mangrove forests. Centuries ago, local Tagbanua communities lived in balance with these thriving ecosystems, and today the island's underground river extends for more than 5 miles, or about 8 kilometers, earning UNESCO recognition as a natural wonder. Stepping onto the fine white sand, travelers often sense a quiet awe, a reminder that nature still holds places where the old world endures. Yet, between vibrant coral reefs teeming with life and the gentle vulnerability of coastal villages, Palawan stands at a crossroads of preservation and progress. In the hush of its forests and the rush of its waterfalls, Palawan invites us to reconsider how we belong to the living world. Jeju Island, formed by fire and wind, this southern outpost symbolizes both resilience and renewal. Waves gently sweep the black basalt shores as iconic volcanic cones, or Orium, rise above stretches of tangerine orchards near the coast of Jeju Province in South Korea. Once the site of ancient volcanic eruptions, the island's Halasan Peak ascends more than 6,000 feet, or about 1,800 meters, making it not only Korea's highest point, but also a living monument to time's patient artistry. Walking along mossy trails beneath a misty canopy, you sense stories of Henyo, female divers woven into the island's quiet spirit, where tradition and endurance pass from one generation to the next. Here, the softness of ocean breezes contrasts softly with memories of storms and hardship, echoing the island's enduring balance of serenity and tenacity. As one stands between mountain and sea, Jeju's ancient landscapes invite the same questions that surface wherever humans find both isolation and belonging. Samarkand. A crossroads of empires, Samarkand embodies the resilience and splendor woven through the Silk Road's tapestry. Luminous blue domes and intricate tilework rise from the sunlit heart of Samarkand, Uzbekistan, as the city's Grand Registan Square shimmers with echoes of distant centuries. Over 2,000 years ago, Alexander the Great admired these lands, and by the 14th century, Timur's dynasty crowned Samarkand as its capital, adorning it with monumental mosques, madrasas, and palaces whose colors still blaze after 600 years. Walking its avenues, you sense both the weight of ambition and the hope carried along endless caravan trails. Splendor here exists side by side with gentle routine, between the thunder of empire and the quiet footsteps of daily life. In Samarkand's layered stones, the story of humanity's quest for connection and knowledge continues, reaching quietly beyond the city's ancient walls. Luang Prabang, a city where the Mekong glides softly past ancient spires, Luang Prabang holds a gentle reverence that seems to slow the passage of time. Early morning mist uncurls along quiet streets in northern Laos as saffron-robed monks move in silent procession beneath frangipani trees and faded French balconies. Founded at the meeting of the Mekong and Nam Khan rivers, this former royal capital grew into a spiritual heart of the region, sheltering gilded temples and centuries-old traditions since its designation as a UNESCO site in 1995. Here, tranquility weaves through daily rituals, and visitors may sense a rare continuity, moments where the old world and the present briefly touch. Yet within this peace lies a gentle tension. The stillness of heritage gently challenges the stirrings of modern rhythm and discovery. In standing amid these crossroads, one is invited to consider how the past quietly shapes today's ever-shifting journey. Wadi Rum, a vast desert where time seems to slow, Wadi Rum embodies the spirit of Jordan's wild heart. Wave after wave of sunburnt sandstone rises from the ochre sand, their sheer faces painted gold and crimson by the late afternoon light, while Bedouin camps rest quietly beneath the open sky in the far reaches of a Kaaba governorate. For thousands of years, Nomadic tribes and traders cross these lands, leaving behind petroglyphs and paths that echo the stories of ancient caravans and, in more recent memory, the dramatic campaigns of T.E. Lawrence during the early 20th century. Walking here, you feel small, yet somehow connected, as though each footstep is shared with those who came before. Silence and stillness dominate, but between the harshness of midday heat and the gentleness of star-filled nights, there is a quiet resilience that defines this place. In these shifting sands and sculpted cliffs, you sense how landscapes shape the rhythms of life, echoing far beyond Jordan, wherever the earth draws people to wander and wonder. Maldives atolls. Here, the spirit of impermanence is felt in every shimmering tide and drifting cloud. Coral rings trace luminous blue pathways across the Indian Ocean, encircling tiny islands where coconut palms sway above sand as white as bone, a living mosaic that makes up this remote nation of the Maldives. Formed over thousands of years, each atoll rises from volcanic roots capped by delicate coral growth, creating a network of natural fortresses that shelter both villages and wildlife from the surrounding sea. There is a gentle vulnerability in this beauty, an awareness that these islands, barely reaching 6 feet or around 2 meters above sea level, may one day vanish beneath the tides. Paradise here is never far from uncertainty. Serenity exists alongside fragility. In the Maldives, the meeting of ocean and land asks us to consider the balance between our worlds and the quiet power of places that endure by changing. Sapa Mountains. Here, in the rugged heart of northern Vietnam, the mountains stand as silent witnesses to centuries of harmony and hardship. Early morning mists drift across rice terraces carved into steep hillsides above Laogai province, their emerald layers glistening as sunlight filters through cool mountain air. Over generations, the Hmong, Dao, and other ethnic communities have cultivated these slopes, shaping both land and tradition through perseverance. These terraces stretch for miles, sometimes reaching heights of over 5,000 feet, or about 1,500 meters above sea level. Walking these ancient paths, one feels the gentleness of mountain life set against the quiet demands of nature, where each footstep recalls stories of resilience. The mountains are both a sanctuary and a challenge, peaceful in repose, yet marked by the struggles of survival. In the endless sweep of clouds and fields, Sapa reminds us that beauty and endurance often go hand in hand, silent lessons carried on every gust of mountain wind. Hokkaido Wilderness, a realm where solitude and nature's quiet resilience define the heart of Japan's northernmost island. Across Hokkaido Prefecture, endless forests of stoic birch and towering pine unfurl beneath wide, ever-changing skies, their emerald canopies broken only by the mirrored surfaces of crystal lakes and the distant silhouettes of volcanic peaks. For centuries, this vast landscape, stretching for more than 30,000 square miles, or nearly 80,000 square kilometers, has been shaped by both indigenous Ainu culture and the wild rhythms of the seasons. Its winter snows once isolating villages, while springs blanket the land with lavender and alpine blooms. There is a quiet humility in wandering these untamed stretches where time feels softened and the modern world falls away, replaced by the ancient language of wind through trees. Hokkaido's wilderness holds both the comfort of shelter and the thrill of unknown paths, inviting a traveler's spirit to find belonging and wonder side by side. In this balance between harshness and renewal lies a question for anyone who listens. How deeply can places, wild and raw, shape the way we remember ourselves? Paro Valley. In this cradle of mist and prayer flags, the heart of Bhutan opens quietly to the world. Green slopes dip toward the river, and the town of Paro unfolds beneath tiered hills, where centuries-old monasteries balance above crystal streams in western Bhutan. For more than 1,000 years, this valley has stood as the entrance to the nation's soul, marking the ancient trade and pilgrimage route that once connected the remote Himalayan kingdom to Tibet. Its Paro Taksang Monastery, perched nearly 3,000 feet, or over 900 meters above the valley floor. Here, the silence feels sacred, each breeze carrying echoes of devotion and the promise of inner peace. Yet, beneath tranquil skies, the world's pull and the valley's deep-rooted traditions gently meet, a quiet negotiation between isolation and welcome. In Paro Valley, you sense how every remote place, no matter how protected Huid, is touched by journeys from far beyond the mountains. Jiuzhaigou Valley. At the heart of Sichuan Province, China, Jiuzhaigou Valley is a sanctuary where water, forest, and mountain echo the enduring dialogue between nature and myth. Crystalline lakes flicker with shades of turquoise and jade beneath the gaze of snowy peaks, while spruce and bamboo forests ripple in quiet breezes, each vista seeming almost too vivid to be real. In every calm water lies a history shaped by both geological accident and Tibetan legend, a world suspended between fragile impermanence and enduring wonder. To visit is to consider how wild places, both delicate and resilient, quietly shape the human heart long after we leave their shores. Khumbu Icefall. At the heart of the Sagarmatha region, the Khumbu Icefall stands as a shifting threshold between the familiar world below and the mysteries of Mount Everest above. Clinging to the western edge of Nepal's Solukhumbu district, this vast river of luminous blue ice sprawls beneath the early morning sun, creaking and shimmering as towering seracs cast pale shadows across the footpaths of climbers who dare journey here. For decades, the icefall has posed one of Everest's most daunting challenges, a constantly changing maze of crevasses and giant columns of ice, some rising more than 60 feet or around 18 meters, that demand vigilance with every step. While the air here crackles with anticipation, there is also a fragile silence, as each breath seems to hold both the hope of summit dreams and the weight of impermanence. This landscape is constantly alive, balancing between majestic serenity and relentless danger, reminding visitors that nature's beauty is always threaded with risk. And as the ice slowly moves, reshaping itself day after day, it quietly echoes the ever-changing journey all explorers must face within themselves. Gili Islands. A trio of small islands adrift in turquoise waters, the Gili Islands invite a quieter way of being, where time seems to slow and the horizon is never far. Off the coast of Lombok in West Nusa Tenggara, Indonesia, the sunlight dances on shallow coral reefs, framed by palm-lined sands where bicycles and horse carts replace cars on narrow sandy paths. Once humble fishing settlements, these islands transformed in recent decades from hidden secrets to beloved sanctuaries for travelers, with a delicate balance between tourism and tradition shaping daily life. At dusk, as the sky blushes and the air is filled with the hush of lapping waves, a gentle sense of belonging takes hold, reminding visitors how easily peace can be found. Yet, woven beneath this serenity is the soft tension between a longing for preservation and the draw of the outside world seeking escape. Here, the islands quietly pose a question. What will we protect and what will we share? Each time we cross the water to somewhere new. Langkawi Archipelago, a realm where the sea meets myth. The Langkawi Archipelago embodies a timeless interplay between legend and nature. Emerald jungles cloak limestone cliffs, while white sand curves around the coasts of this cluster of 99 islands just off the shores of Kedah State, Malaysia, their silhouettes softened by a gentle tropical haze. Once a vital trading crossroads, Langkawi's history weaves together tales of seafaring merchants, colonial outposts, and storied queens, none more enduring than Masuri's legend, whose unjust death purportedly cursed the land for 7 generations. Wandering these islands, you may sense resilience and renewal in the hush of the mangroves and the calls of hornbills echoing over rice paddies. Here, prosperity lives alongside memory. Modern resorts and quiet villages, bustling harbors and untouched jungle. Each tide at Langkawi leads both visitor and local to wonder how many stories still lie beneath its sunlit waters, waiting for a gentle telling. Sarawak Rainforest, a living tapestry of ancient green. The Sarawak Rainforest whispers the ongoing story of Malaysia's natural heart. Beneath the dense emerald canopy, sunlight dances across moss-laden trunks and tangled lianas, while the distant city of Kuching feels worlds apart from the damp, earthy hush and flickers of hornbills overhead. older than most civilizations. This tropical rainforest stretches for more than 150 miles, or about 240 kilometers, and has been home to the indigenous peoples of Sarawak State for thousands of years, as well as to an astonishing array of wildlife found nowhere else on Earth. Standing inside its shadowed halls, you feel a humbled awe, reminded both of the resilience of life and the fragility woven through its roots and trunks. Arashiyama and Sagano, where the ancient soul of Kyoto whispers among rustling bamboo and riverside mists. In western Kyoto, Japan, sunlight filters through seas of emerald stalks, the air threaded with distant laughter, gentle water, and the quiet brush of centuries-old stone. For generations, this district has served as a retreat for emperors and poets. Its iconic Togetsukyo Bridge, arching more than 500 feet, or about 150 meters, across the shifting waters of the Hozu River, symbolizing a link between history and fleeting seasons. Strolling beneath tangled green canes, one feels both impossibly small and profoundly connected to all who have wandered here before. Jaipur Pink City and Amber Fort, created as a living symbol of hospitality and royal vision, Jaipur's Pink City radiates a sense of intentional welcome through its rose-hued facades. Shimmering in the golden sun of Rajasthan, India, the city's orderly boulevards glow against the desert light, while nearby, Amber Fort rises from rugged hills, its sandstone walls stretching along ridges more than 500 feet high, or about 150 meters. Founded in the early 18th century by Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh II, Jaipur was designed with mathematical precision, a planned capital where geometry met tradition, as pink became the color of openness for a visiting British prince in the late 1800s. Walking through the cool courtyards of Amber Forties, echoes of royal processions and whispered conspiracies linger in the carved halls, reminding us of both the grandeur and vulnerabilities of power. Here, the contrast between city bustle and ancient calm, between planned streets and rugged hills, brings both clarity and mystery to the traveler. Both city and fort invite us to wonder how places can be crafted to welcome and to defend, a question that remains relevant wherever people shape their worlds. Seoul, in this restless heart of South Korea, the Han River Valley quietly reminds us that cities too can carry the memory of water and mountain. Morning mist drifts over the wide Han, as bridges link old and new neighborhoods, revealing the electric skyline of Seoul, glass towers catching sunrise beyond gentle slopes and cherry trees. For centuries, these banks have seen kingdoms rise and fall. The river was once a boundary for the ancient Baekje dynasty, and today it runs more than 315 miles, or nearly 570 kilometers, connecting communities that have grown, rebuilt, and reinvented themselves with almost every era. There's a sense of possibility here, woven through autumn festivals and midnight gatherings at riverside parks, is the feeling that change is not just survival, but a kind of hopeful promise. Amid constant motion, the Han River's calm waters contrast with the thrum of endless traffic and luminous streets. And as city dwellers pause to watch herons glide under distant bridges, the question lingers: how might a river shape the spirit of a people long after its course is drawn? Gardens by the Bay, a vision of harmony between nature and urban wonder. Gardens by the Bay invites us to imagine a future where greenery and design are inseparable. Spread across the shimmering shoreline of Marina Bay in Singapore, glass-domed conservatories rise like gentle waves alongside colossal super trees, their steel branches draped in living color, reflecting both the bold skyline and the tranquil water beyond. Opened in 2012 as a centerpiece of Singapore's strategy for a city in a garden, these grounds cover more than 250 acres or over 100 hectares, transforming reclaimed land into a vibrant global garden with rare plants from every continent. Walking beneath the glowing canopies as dusk settles, there is both awe and comfort, nature's timeless calm coexisting with the city's restless drive. Here, steel and soil are intertwined, celebrating both technological ambition and fragile greenery. Perhaps the dream of gardens by the bay is not only to enchant, but to remind us how every city might yet cherish and reimagine its connection to the earth. Borobudur, rising above the emerald fields of central Java, this ancient temple stands as both a monument to devotion and an enduring riddle in stone. Mist swirls around 9 layered terraces, each carved with thousands of sculpted panels and serene Buddhas, presiding over the quiet rhythms of Magellan's morning. Built more than 1,200 years ago by the Sailendra dynasty, Borobudur's 6 square platforms and 3 circular tiers cover nearly 250 feet, or about 75 meters, across, making it the largest Buddhist monument in the world when it was completed in the 9th century. A walk along its winding corridors draws visitors inward, inviting a sense of both awe and humility, tracing the spiritual journey from the earthly plane to enlightenment. Raja Ampat Islands. At the heart of these islands lies a rare harmony where untouched wilderness meets ancient living waters. Just off the farthest reaches of West Papua, Indonesia, limestone islets scatter across a turquoise canvas, reef shadows flickering beneath glass-clear shallows, while emerald jungles crowd the shorelines. Millennia, these waters have held secrets, now revealed to be some of the most biodiverse on Earth, with more than 1,000 kinds of fish and almost 600 species of coral, spanning just under 40,000 square miles, or a little more than 100,000 square kilometers. Here, wonder is humbling, the silence broken only by distant bird calls and the gentle pulse of tide, as if the world pauses to breathe. There is both serenity and teeming life in Raja Ampat, a sanctuary both fragile and endlessly resilient. Kathmandu Valley and Himalayan view. Here, at the cradle of Nepalese civilization, tradition and sky seem to touch, reminding visitors that the heart of a culture is often shaped by the land rising beneath it. For centuries, these hills and plains have been a crossroads where traders, pilgrims, and artists carried stories and sacred objects between India and Tibet, shaping the vibrant tapestry of life still visible in the valley's ancient shrines and royal squares. Standing here, surrounded by the bustle of Nepali voices and the silent calm of the mountains, time feels both intimate and infinite, each echo of temple bells a gentle reminder of life's impermanence. As city life and timeless peaks coexist, modern motorbikes weave past medieval courtyards, hinting at a land ever adapting, yet never letting go. Ubud rice terraces, an enduring symbol of harmony between people and land, these emerald patterns reflect the heart of Balinese tradition. Stepping into the cool morning air of central Bali, Indonesia, you see layers of rice fields curve like silent green waves beneath a sky muted with cloud, while the gentle hum of farmers at work mingles with the hush of distant water. Over hundreds of years, local communities have sculpted these slopes using subak, an ancient water-sharing system that dates back to the 9th century, weaving together faith, cooperation, and survival. Standing here, there's a quiet awe in realizing how human hands and natural rhythms can shape each other so subtly, so beautifully. Yet, the peace of the terraces contrasts softly with the invisible challenges faced by those who tend them, as modern changes gently tug at old ways.